Hi, this is Mike, and this is my trading journal for August 28th through the 30th. And talk about my trades first, and then I want to talk about what I'm having difficulties with. And kind of the same as last time, but I want to go more in detail of what I'm having problems with. I'm desperately trying to correct these because right now I'm not doing too well. I spend 99% of the time just waiting and confused recently. But anyway, here I go. So this is August 28th right here. This is the Japanese yen. Started looking at the market right about here. Um, at the time, I had a steeper trend line. It was right like that. So that looked like a good trade here. If I was trading, I would have probably taken that. Um, but what I saw is I saw a break of this trend line and almost a double bottom right here, which is okay to take. I wasn't even trading yet though. And then yeah, I had to break the trend line, so I wasn't even that keen on trying to go long right here. I guess you could have taken this um, as a second entry, but I didn't take that because we had that trend line break. One thing I'm noticing a lot with Forex is that trend lines break all the time, and you constantly have to readjust the trend lines, um, and it still keeps on going with trends. So that's throwing me off a lot. When I was trading the 2000 tick chart in the ES, um, it does that. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't do that quite as frequently. Usually, it breaks the trend line, you get a test of the high, maybe even a new high, and usually a trading range or a reversal most of the time. But a lot of the times when I'm trading Forex, you don't get a trading range or a reversal. You get continuation. That happens a lot less of the time when I was trading the ES. At least that's what I noticed. So anyway, I didn't take that trade. I adjusted that. Looking back, I guess if I adjusted this trend line sooner, I might have been able to catch this. But I didn't. But anyway, I wasn't sure whether to put this trend line on the low or the opening of the bar right there. But then I realized that looked right to me. I saw the second entry long right here, and I took it. This made me nervous. We broke out of that trend line, so it's starting to look like I was wrong. But then we got follow through up here, and another break that trend line. So once this happened, I didn't like the trade anymore. I went ahead and waited until it got up here a little bit above break even. I just went ahead and exited the market at above break even, and that's it. So that's all I did for the 28th on. That's all I did. Period. Actually, the rest of the time, yeah, we had this. Originally I had this trend line drawn right just like that, and that seemed to match the low pretty well. So I was looking for a chance to go short, but I wanted a second entry. I didn't want to just take this one. I could have went short here, but I would have been stopped out. So I waited, and what I didn't like is we had a trend line break right here, and then a bear bar. I didn't like that trend line break, so I thought maybe we'd still get continuation. So I went ahead and skipped that. Then we got good follow through. I went ahead and adjusted the trend line like that, and I saw that it was trying to abide by that trend line, but it ultimately chopped around, and I didn't take anything because I had that trend line. Had I kept my trend line in its original position, I think I would have for sure taken this trade. I mean, it would break out, second entry, and it's a pullback, a perfect test of that old trend line in a strong, relatively strong bull trend. So I missed that, and it's hard to tell from this tick chart, but this was really slow. And looking back, it looks fine to take this second entry long, another second entry long here. All this stuff looks fine, but I don't know. I guess I got gun shy. So anyway, let me see. It's the 29th. Yeah, this is the 29th. Same chart, same product. It's the yen versus the dollar, or dollar versus the yen. I mean, and I saw this. Here's where I'm having trouble. I saw this trend line really steep. Looks like we had a lot of room. I saw the break of that trend line and retested the trend line, and this made me not want to take it this long. I was looking at it. It's kind of like a failed breakout lower, but my rule said that I have to be. I want to be in a trend line, inside of a trend. Inside of a channel. I saw that we broke that, so I wasn't sure what was going to happen, whether we were going to get a retest or not. And then we turned up right here, so then I tried to adjust this trend line to see what was going on. Like that. We got a two-bar reversal right here, but I skipped it because so far when I've taken these trades, it's just been wrong all the time. And I didn't like how it poked below this trend line. So I went ahead and waited, and ultimately we had continuation. I adjusted it there to that point from over here, but I didn't want to keep adjusting it. Had I adjusted it to like right there, this entry would have made more sense to me. But I didn't. I just thought, okay, we're gonna have a trading range, and so far this trading range has been pretty tight, and I didn't want to go long at the top of the trading range, even though this was a breakout pullback. But look how choppy it was. That gave me enough reason to skip this. But look what happened. Had a nice, decent move up here, and then we chopped it down. That was it. So again, this looked like a trading range to me first. Started trading right here. I thought we were going to have another bullish day. I thought we made a failed attempt to break lower, and we might keep going. So had this trend line coming off here, and had this second entry long. It looked okay to me at the time. And what do we know? We chopped around. I just left my stop as is. I was worried about stopping myself out prematurely, but the market stopped that out for me. So then I waited, and I'm trying to figure out, okay, I want to maybe catch this trend. I started noticing, okay, maybe we're in a wider bear channel, a broad bear channel. So I wanted to wait till I saw another trade. I was looking to see if I can, maybe this would just be a channel all the way back down to right about here. So I was looking for a short entry in here, but nothing came in easy. We broke that bear trend line. And I wasn't even paying attention to how this was a breakout pullback, but it was. Then that's a breakout pullback. I missed this trade. I think that was a decent trade to take for a test of this. I missed it. I didn't want to take this. There's another breakout pullback too. But I wasn't sure where the steeper channel was going to be. Then I waited up here to see if we would get some resistance up here in that channel, and we didn't. We actually broke above it and chopped around for the rest of that Friday. I didn't take anything except this failed trade right here. Having trouble finding these trades. I think this was a decent breakout pullback, even though it was outside of that new bear trend line. I really like taking trades inside trend lines on touches, but a lot of the good trades aren't even in it. They've already broke the trend line, or maybe it's at a new adjusted trend line. So I wasn't able to find that one. I did take one good trade on the euro. This is it's the 29th, and here's what I saw. Saw this big bear, this strong-looking bear trend. We chopped around, and basically, I've been noticing this for a while. I'm missing a lot of good trends because of trendline breaks. and I just wait. I don't like to go counter trend either most of the time. So anyway, I'm waiting for another opportunity. So we had this break that trend line. It looks really strong, and we made a two-legged pullback, almost a double top with this area right here, and I had this bull trend line drawn in. We broke that, and we did a perfect retest to it. So I went ahead and entered right here on a stop order, and just forced myself to take this trade and wait. Really recently I've been trading really poorly. I haven't been taking that many entries, and most of the entries are failing. So a lot of the times I'm stopping myself out prematurely too. So I didn't want to do that right here. So I just waited, got good follow through, and chopped around. Had me nervous right here, and I was constantly nervous we're gonna get another leg up, but finally broke down. Originally I was hoping we'd get another big leg down like this one, so I had my limit order way down here somewhere. I was hoping we'd just break down to the low side, but that's not what happened. It still was a great trade for me. Multiple R on this one. So anyway, I waited. It broke that bear trend line right here, and had me nervous. Came up almost to my entry price, and had me thinking, what the hell am I doing? I should have taken profits down here, but I decided to swing it. Luckily, some news came out at 5:30. That's 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. I held through it because it didn't look like anything was significant, but good breakout to the low side again, and then more chop. And right here, I saw the second entry long, and I just lowered my stop right here and just exited. Let myself get stopped out. So it was a decent profit. Multiple R on that one. That's all I took on that one, and I'll show you what I saw on the euro for Friday. I saw this trading range, and I'm not even keen on taking reversal on the trading range. I want some type of with trend entry, even if it's a trading range. I don't know if it's going to break out or not. So anyway, I didn't see anything. I think this was okay to take, but I was looking at the yen by that time, and down here I didn't see anything great because I was expecting a retest of the top of this channel. We stayed below this moving average, and we made a failed attempt to break out of that moving average and dropped down sharply. But I didn't get a chance to get in any of these trades. Even this trade was very suspect to me because all this bullish pressure. So I don't even think I would have taken this trade. I wasn't even watching it. I was looking at the yen. But I'm having trouble finding the entries that I like. I mean, I think this was a decent entry. I had this bear trend line and a perfect test of that trend line. Ended as a doji, but I could have entered down here on a stop, and that would have been a decent trade. I think I could have just held that. Got multiple R on that one. I would probably exited somewhere down here, but yeah, it's another example. That's kind of like what I want to see. I wasn't paying attention to this market at the time though. But everything else, yeah, I'm having a very difficult time. This trend line, like how I like to take the entries based on bounces off trend lines. I'm not at any trend line here, so it makes me hard. I guess maybe you can have a median line or something coming through there, and that would make sense. But a lot of times we just keep on getting continuation after trend line breaks. So I guess I need to get used to that. Need to read up on some more books. I need to reevaluate my trading, and stop getting gun shy. Now it's not about the capital loss that's worrying me right now, because I'm trading small enough to where it pretty much doesn't matter. What I'm worried about is taking these. I want high probability trades. I want to take trades that will at least 50% probability, because I'm trying to go for a swing. That I'd be happy with that, but I'm losing a lot more than 50%. So I'm confused. Al Brooks always talks about the 40-60% rule, and if you go for at least 2 times your risk, if you go for 2 times your risk, you can succeed with 40% probability. I'm usually going for 3 or 4 times my risk, and it's not even getting quite to 2 times my risk. And I'm losing a lot more than 40%, I think. It's only once in a while I catch a good swing like this, but most of the time I'm waiting. And it's not that I'm cherry picking right now, I'm just not seeing these trades a lot of the time. They're just passing me by, you know. So I didn't see any support right here for this trade. Kind of, it's not at support. I guess you can consider that low side as support, but it's not really at strong looking resistance. I mean, not support. It's not at strong resistance, so I wasn't sure about taking this trade. I took this trade right here based on all the strength I saw earlier, and plus this bull trend line and breakout test. I didn't have this trend line here at the time. So anyway, I just waited and forced myself to buy and hold, but even that didn't make too much sense to me at the time. So yeah, I'm having trouble finding these entries. If anybody suggests a trend following book that you guys know of, appreciate it. I've read Al Brooks' work, and I'm still studying it. I'm still watching that course. I watch Mac's videos. When I was trading futures, when I was trading the ES, I think I was doing a lot better than I am right now. I think I was pretty consistent. I can't really say that yet because I wasn't consistent for too long of a time. I say in order for me to consider myself consistent, I think I'd have to be consistent for at least 6 months. But I got to a point when I was trading futures where after 3 months I was still in the positive. Not much, but I think my trades were getting better. But the reason I wanted to go to Forex is because when I was trading futures, I was always worried about my capital and how much I was risking per trade. And I know about the 2% rule. I like the 2% rule, but I was breaking it a lot of the time. I was forced to break it. So that's why I changed to Forex. But I'm still trying to get used to it. I'm still trying to get to a better place in Forex where I'm finding the entries and I'm taking better probability trades. So far I'm having a difficult time getting used to it. So anyway, that's what my problems are. If anybody knows of a good book or any other resource I can check out, I'd appreciate it. So anyway, made it this far. Thanks for watching, and hope you guys have a good next week trading. So thanks.